Well, they're supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. It's 9:30. It's actually a little bit after 9:30. I had been planning to shoot this video and complain about the fact that it's 9:30 and they're not here. And as I went to grab the phone, the manager from the flooring company called to tell me that the guy was running a little late because of the rain. Not that it's raining here, but apparently that involves now the flooring has to be covered and the materials have to be bundled up differently for the drive over in the truck from wherever their depot is. And if he isn't here now, he should be in just a few minutes. They also wanted to go over the bill because we still don't know what I'm paying for and what I'm not. In any case, they're not here yet. And waiting for them. But at least they called. And I can tell they called at 9:30 because that's the 30-minute, ooh, you are late point. Less than 20 minutes after arriving, the old floor was going up. Within an hour, they had laid down the new padding and were starting to put in the new floor planks. Two hours after they started. After almost 3 hours, they've reached the tricky bit at the end. "30 minutes later, and they've finished. You'd like to think it's all 100% done, wouldn't you? I know I would, but it's not. But the floor is down. The new floor is complete from end to end, and that's a major, major milestone. Everything left is just trim, and I hope that they can get out and do that trim really quickly. Let me just point out a couple things that are kind of funny. The first thing is, the floor feels weird. Not wrong. I mean, it's smooth, even where they've made the seams. I think they did a good job doing that. But it doesn't feel like wood. It does feel a bit like linoleum, which of course it is a variation of vinyl flooring. It's got some spring to it. It's got texture to it, like wood grain, so you can feel it. It just has a strange feel. Even where looks like you'd feel a big lump, there's nothing. So they did a nice job there. When I was talking with the general contractor, he said, I'm going to try to get them to put the baseboards in. Floor guys hate putting baseboards in. So they took the baseboards out that were left. Some of them had been ruined. They took them out, and then at the end of the project, they put them back. Of course, they don't match, and that looks terrible. Also, despite the fact that they went to the trouble of taking them out, putting them back in, this one got damaged doing it, and so that's going to have to come off. Well, they're all going to have to come off. And then they didn't do these because they didn't bring any baseboards. So therefore, they're just going to have to tear those off and put up proper baseboards that match. That's because obviously flooring guys hate doing molding. No, maybe I'm wrong, because here they put down matching molding. Wasn't that nice of them? There was never any molding there before. So they can do it. Also, there's a new one over there that matches. Okay, so now here's the funny part. Now, when I installed the original floor, I followed the instructions that said start at the longest wall, longest, straightest wall, and work your way across, which, seemed to work pretty smoothly until this. When we got here, see, there's a good several inches that go underneath this, and this is on the opposite side of the longest, straightest wall. So this is where you end. Now, you put these tiles down by tonguing and putting them in the groove and then laying them flat. So you start over there and you work your way across the floor. And when we get over here, here is the edge of the last tile or plank or whatever you want to call it. And when we got to it, you put it in, it hits this, you can't lay it down flat. It was a nightmare. And I remember saying at the time, if I ever redo this floor, I know to start on this end and work my way the other direction. However, the professionals didn't do that. And they started over there and worked their way across here. And when they were getting close, I asked them how they were going to get that in there. And the guy says, we just lay it down flat. And I'm like, but the lip and the laying thing. And he says, just do it. Yeah, they spent a good half hour to 45 minutes just on this last piece. And I never did figure out how they did it. But I do notice they took some board and they put it in there. And I'm assuming that's to hide the sins of that end somehow. But still, better them than me. All that's left, baseboard. Those two, one's a blank plate, one's an electrical outlet. Finish that, and we're done. Finally.